Okay, get ready. Because today, we're diving into something that'll seriously change how you see people.
Yeah, you know how people are always talking about reading body language?
Right, like I'm supposed to know what someone's thinking because they cross their arms.
Well, this is kind of like that, but with a lot more science behind it. We're talking about smiles.
Smiles, really? Seems kind of surface level, doesn't it?
Not so fast. We stumbled on this fascinating study published in PNAS Nexus, and it turns out those grins are giving away way more than we realize.
Okay, now you've got my attention. So it's not just about happy smiles versus, like, fake smiles.
Nope. We're talking about personality here, the real deal. The researchers had over 300 people, mostly women around college age.
College students. They always seem to be the guinea pigs in these things.
Hey, they need those participation credits. But anyway, they had these folks fill out these crazy detailed personality tests. We're talking about everything.
Like what? Give me the nitty-gritty.
All right, so you've got your big 5 traits: openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, all that jazz. But then they dug deeper. How aggressive are you? How warm and fuzzy are you?
Okay, so they're measuring if someone's secretly a jerk.
Pretty much. They even looked at something called hubristic pride.
Hubristic what now?
It's a fancy way of saying arrogance, like how much someone thinks they're all that. Oh, and they also looked at how trustworthy people think they are.
Okay, so they've got this mountain of personality data. What'd they do next? Throw it a pizza party.
Not quite. They took pictures of each person twice, once with a neutral expression and once giving their best smile.
Sounds like a school picture day gone rogue.
Kinda. But here's where it gets really interesting. They weren't just looking at if someone was smiling, but the exact way their face moved.
Hold on. How do you measure how a face moves when you smile?
They used this super high-tech facial recognition software. It could pick up on the tiniest muscle movements.
You're saying our smiles are like unique fingerprints.
In a way, yeah. And according to this study, those smile fingerprints are tied to all those personality traits they measured.
You're blowing my mind here. So, like, what kind of connections are we talking about? Can you give me an example?
Well, you know how some smiles are just different? Like, you can tell when someone's genuinely happy versus just going through the motion.
Oh, yeah, for sure. There's a difference.
Well, there's a name for that genuine, can't-fake-it smile. It's called a Duchenne smile.
A Duchenne. So it's kind of fancy. What makes it so special?
A Duchenne smile uses the muscles around your eyes and mouth. It's that crinkling at the corners, can't help but smile look. And get this, the study found that people who scored high in things like warmth and trustworthiness were way more likely to flash a Duchenne smile.
Interesting. So you're saying a genuine smile is basically a sign that says, this person's good people.
Not exactly a sign, but you're picking up what I'm putting down.
So wait, are you saying that the opposite is true? Like, if someone doesn't have a Duchenne smile, should I be running for the hills?
I wouldn't go that far. But here's the thing. The people who scored higher on things like aggression or, being a little too sure of themselves.
All themselves.
Yeah, exactly. They were much less likely to give a genuine Duchenne smile, even when they were told to smile for the camera.
So their face betrayed them, even when they were trying to fake it.
You got it. But okay, here's the big question. Can other people actually see these subtle smile differences? Like, can you walk into a room and instantly tell who's trustworthy just by their grin?
That's what I want to know. Did they test that?
Oh yeah, they took it to the next level. They took all those pictures, smiles, and neutral faces and showed them to almost 1,000 people online.
Wait, so like a smile beauty pageant, who are these judges?
Just regular folks. And here's the kicker. They didn't know anything about the study. They were just shown a face and asked to rate that person on those same personality traits. Aggression, warmth, all that.
Okay, so what happened? Could these random people actually see someone's personality just from a quick glance?
Here's the crazy part. They were surprisingly good at it. But there's a catch.
Uh-oh, I don't like the sound of this. What's the catch?
They were way better at judging personality from the smiling photos than the neutral ones.
Whoa, seriously? So even if you're not trying to, like, weaponize your smile to win people over, your face is still giving you away.
Exactly. Like I said, your face kind of betrays you.
Okay, but how big of a difference are we talking here? Were these people practically mind readers or just slightly better than random guessing?
It wasn't massive, but statistically speaking, it was significant. They were definitely picking up on real cues in those smiles.
Give me an example. Like, what kind of stuff were they getting right?
Well, for one, they were better at spotting the more aggressive people just from their smiles.
Hold up, not even an angry smile. Just a regular run-of-the-mill smile.
Just a smile, yep. It's like even when those folks were putting on a happy face, a little bit of their, let's call it intensity, was leaking through.
That's kind of terrifying, but also super cool. So what's the explanation here? Why are our smiles such a dead giveaway?
Well, the researchers think it's because our expressions, especially something like a smile, become ingrained over time.
Ingrained. You mean like muscle memory for our faces?
Exactly. If you're generally a warm and fuzzy person, chances are you've smiled genuinely thousands of times. And all those smiles, they leave a mark. Not just on your face, but on how your face actually moves.
Okay, that makes sense, but it's also kind of freaky. It's like, my face is a traitor, is telling everyone my secrets.
I wouldn't think of it like that. Think of it more like your face is speaking a language we're only just beginning to
A
understand.
secret language of smiles. I'm into it. So, what does this all mean for us in the real world? Should I be practicing my trustworthy smile in the mirror right now?
Well, it definitely highlights just how important first impressions are, right? Think about it. Job interviews, first dates.
Oh man, don't forget those online dating profile pics.
Exactly. That first impression, that first smile, it's sending out signals, whether you realize it or not.
And people are picking up on those signals, making judgments, all in a split second. This is blowing my mind. I'm never going to look at a smile the same way again.
Me neither. And it makes you wonder, what other subtle cues are we giving off without even realizing it?
Okay, now you're really going down the rabbit hole.
Hmm.
What else is there besides smiles?
Think about it. Body language, tone of voice, even the way we use our hands when we talk.
It's like everyone's walking around with this secret code book, and the more you learn, the more you can decode what people are really saying. I'm starting to feel like I need to brush up on my spy skills.
Right. But here's the thing. To remember this study, fascinating as it is, only looked at posed smiles, those say cheese grins. Imagine what we could learn if we studied genuine, spontaneous smiles.
That's interesting. What kind of smiles are we talking about? Like those smiles you can't fake, even if you tried.
Exactly. Think about those athletes who just won a gold medal. Their faces are pure joy, no acting required.
Or when a baby laughs. There's nothing more genuine than that.
Exactly. Those are the smiles that could tell us so much about a person. It's like a whole new world of understanding people.
So we've been spending all this time trying to read body language, when really, we should just be looking at smiles.
Well, it's not that simple, but it's a good reminder that our faces, especially our smiles, are giving away more than we think. And it's not just about those big cheesy grins either.
What do you mean?
Think about those little micro smiles, like when someone's trying to hide their amusement, but you catch that little smirk.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Those tiny smiles, even the ones we try to suppress, they tell a story.
Okay, this whole thing has been a wild ride.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm never going to look at a smile the same way again. It's like everyone's walking around with these hidden messages plastered on their faces.
That's a great way to put it. But hey, it's not just about analyzing other people, it's about understanding ourselves too.
What do you mean?
Well, if our smiles can reveal so much about our personality, even when we're not trying to, maybe we're sending out the wrong signal sometimes without even realizing it.
Oh man, you're right. Maybe I need to be more aware of my own resting grumpy face. People are probably misinterpreting me left and right.
It's definitely something to think about. Self-awareness is key, right?
For sure. Well, on that note, I think we've just about reached the end of our deep dive into the fascinating world of smiles. Any last words of wisdom before we wrap up?
I think we've covered a lot of ground today. But if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's that our smiles are powerful. They can reveal our true selves, sometimes even when we're trying to hide it. So the next time you smile, think about the message you're sending. And the next time someone smiles at you, take a moment to really see it. You might be surprised by what you discover.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, that's all the time we have for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us as we explored the hidden language of smiles. Until next time, keep those grins genuine. And as always, thanks for listening.